Every time I am asked to intro the podcast, I am reminded about just how hard podcasting is. Taylor and Kelly truly are pros. I think it will take me longer to do this intro than it will for me to edit an entire one of their podcast episodes. If you are new here, my name is Cassie. I am part of the Level Up team, and we are giving Taylor and Kelly a much needed, much deserved break this summer. This week, we are rebroadcasting one of my favorite Level Up podcast episodes. It is all about setting yourself up for success on a wedding day by establishing some really great pre-wedding habits. I know for me, I just shoot so much better when I show up to a wedding day feeling confident, and I think this episode can really help you feel prepared to do that. So please enjoy this episode. Have a great week. Taylor and Kelly will be back next Tuesday, so I cannot wait to hear how their summer has been going so far.
This is the Level Up Podcast. I'm Taylor Petrinovich.
And I'm Kelly Gilster of 618 Studios.
And we are on a mission to help wedding filmmakers and photographers level up their businesses so you can make more and work less.
We want to help you confidently take your business from mainstream to luxury, and it all starts right here.
Hey friends, welcome to another conversation on the podcast today. I am joined by my co-host, Kelly Gilster.
Hi, everyone.
We thought it would be a really fun conversation to talk about kind of some of our do's and don'ts of preparing for a wedding day. So we're going to be covering essentially a week leading up to a wedding day so that we can have the best success with mindset and gear and the filming process as we can, so we can best serve our clients and use the content and those relationships that we form on the wedding day to then level up our own businesses. But first, Kelly, how are you doing today?
I am doing pretty well, actually. I think I mentioned earlier that my husband and I joined a new gym, and it has like a variety of classes, and we're each finding our flow. That has like boxing, Paul likes. I like spin. There's also this one called CS4, which is kind of like a HIIT workout / Orange Theory, if you're familiar with Orange Theory. And we're feeling super strong heading into wedding season, which was the goal. And we're just proud of ourselves, I guess. What about you, Taylor?
Amazing. Yeah, rocking those 1DX Mark IIs. You kind of have to have some strong upper body, especially with the Ronin. So I film with that too, and I don't really want a sore shoulder at the end of a wedding weekend. But actually, you inspired me a few weeks ago. We were talking about your juice cleanse, and I was like, oh my gosh, look at the calendar. It will be summer soon, and I don't know about you, but so I've had 3 kids, and I am done having kids, and now I feel like I'm like turning inward and like working on myself a little bit. And I'm like, all right, let's have a hot girl summer here. Is that cringe to say? I don't know. But so I'm kind of getting my mindset that way too. We have a home gym. So we have like a full like squat rack and a rowing machine and like all these things at home, which makes it easy to just pop down there in the morning before the kids get up. And yeah, that's what's new with me.
Cool. Good for you. That would be really fun. You're entering, I think what the kids are saying these days is like you're entering your you era. Like, I think for me right now, like, I'm kind of in my flop era, as the kids would call it. That's why I'm trying, doing the juice. I'm in my flop era. That's what they say. I'm doing my juice cleanse, doing my gym time. I'm getting out of my flop era.
You're thriving. You're thriving. Look at you. You're glowing. If you're watching on YouTube, look how beautiful Kelly looks today. She is stunning.
It's just the hair and the makeup, but I don't have the eyelashes like Taylor. I need to level up and get on that eyelash game. So anyways, but let's dive into the conversation about how to prepare for the week of a wedding. I don't know about you, but I always get a little giddy the week of a wedding. I'm excited. You've led up, a year in advance sometimes, even more at other times. And so I think we want to talk about like just actionable steps you can take to set yourself up for success and things that we personally do to set ourselves up for success before every wedding. And we want to talk specifically not only in like a personal sense, but also just in a business sense, how we prepare our gear, like Taylor said, and the communication. So I think let's start off by saying that during the week of the wedding, I think it's really important that we are not bothering our clients. And we're also not bothering our planners. By then, hopefully you'll have received the final timeline, you've given your thumbs up of approval, and everything is dialed in. There shouldn't be much more that we're, reaching back out to get additional information. We're just floating through the wedding. Everything, all the boxes have been checked. And so that week of the wedding, for us, all the communication has been, like I said, buttoned up. We're good to go. We'll see them on Friday for the welcome party or Saturday for the wedding. What about you, Taylor?
Yes, same. And this is one of those where I feel like letting go of control can kind of help you. And what I mean by that is we all love to send out questionnaires and things like that, but sometimes our clients are really busy or they forget or they just, for whatever reason, they don't fill out the questionnaire. And this is that moment where it is like the moment of no return. Like, I am not bugging my client to fill out that questionnaire. If they didn't do it, I just let go. Just let go. Yep. You can still do your job without knowing all those little tiny details. So it's a really great practice to just let it go.
Yeah, I know. I was like really, in the early years, I was like so nervous about the fact that the client didn't fill out the questionnaire. And I think the questionnaire was kind of more formulated in a time where we weren't getting as detailed timelines from a planner, or we weren't even working with a planner all the time. Maybe it was just a venue coordinator that sent us like a very generic timeline. And so the questionnaire helped to fill in the gaps and get a little bit more personalization from the client. And I've actually still held on to that questionnaire. It's actually something too that we have included in our shop. There's a link down in our show notes to our shop for that. And if you don't send out a questionnaire, I do think that it is really helpful. And I actually like to send out a questionnaire too, just as like a box checked that if there was any, something issues, things that we missed, all that stuff, I like that I have all the bases covered, that I did my due diligence to learn as much as I could about the client's wedding day and what to have captured. And if they didn't fill it out, then I'm like, that's okay. I'm going to do my best still, and I can still capture the wedding day well. But I'd highly recommend checking out a questionnaire or thinking about including a questionnaire in your workflow. And we also include in one of our email bundles where exactly is the appropriate time to introduce that questionnaire, either to the client or to the planner. And so everything is streamlined and perfect. And yeah.
I would say the only time maybe it would be appropriate to communicate with a planner that week leading up to the wedding would be if there's some sort of emergency and like something has changed last minute, you got sick or something big has happened and they need to know. They should definitely be updated. Or if your planner is a friend and you want to just text them, like maybe you know that they're going into production Thursday, they're doing some sort of site build or something, maybe just sending them like hey, just wanted to let you know I'm so excited to work with you and I can't wait to see what you create. See you Saturday morning. Let me know if you need anything. I think those are like two appropriate times where that communication the week leading up to the wedding would be okay.
Yeah, I love that you do that. So you actually do that, Taylor? You'll send out like to planner friends and stuff?
I have 3 friends, like 3 planners that I'm like friends with. Like we text on a regular basis, and I would really only reserve that kind of communication to those 3.
That's awesome. I should start doing that too. I'm going to adopt that practice.
Yeah. This is like the best part of podcasts is like, I feel like the overarching topics are obviously great, but it's like these teeny tiny little like pieces of information that you can kind of comb through and adapt to your own business. So there you go. The more you know.
That's cool. Yeah. So basically communication has been all dialed in. We're good to go. We're leading up to the wedding day. We're doing the regular things, like we're charging our batteries. We're making sure our cards are formatted. The wedding from before is backed up and ready to go. Luckily, my husband does all of that stuff. Taylor, that's probably on you. But I think
me.
Paul and you have very similar personalities, so you guys are the right ones for the job. I would be a complete mess. I'd be showing up to battery. No, I'm not going to say that would happen. But I have heard horror stories of filmmakers showing up with like their batteries not charged. They didn't realize that they weren't charged from the night before. Don't do that. You don't want that stress going into a wedding day. That is... It's just so unnecessary, and just I think it's really important to have a workflow. Taylor, what's kind of your workflow as far as like getting the batteries charged, getting the things backed up, cards formatted, all that?
Yeah, so the backup always happens like after the wedding that just happened, right? So like that's my like Sunday routine. So I'm dumping cards and I'm backing everything up. And because Canon has such huge file sizes, I mean, I'm shooting about a terabyte per wedding if it's a single day event, obviously more if it's multi-day. And so it can pretty much take all day, but that next day is devoted to that. So by the time I go to charge and get ready for my next wedding, that's all done. So I really don't have to worry about it. And I keep things like duplicated and duplicated again in a fireproof safe. Like I am not taking any chances when it comes to that. So that's all done. I go through all of my battery charging and formatting usually on Wednesday. Like I have like days of the week that I assign to each of these tasks. So I'll charge batteries and format all cards and replace batteries and like audio recorders on the Wednesday. That way Thursday, I get to, that's when I like wipe down lenses and pack my bag very like systematically. That way Friday, I can bring all of my gear downstairs, stage it by the front door. That way the morning of the wedding, I don't have to do any of those things. But beyond gear, I feel like there's a few things leading up to the wedding day that you kind of have to plan in advance. And one of those things is like dry cleaning. Kelly, I remember you mentioning to me that you have a dry cleaning routine. What does that look like?
Again, this is Paul. He's my personal assistant. He just does so much for our business. Like, let's be real. Can we all applaud Paul for all this? I'm just over here like color grading things and doing edits, but doing all the artsy things.
I want a Paul. Where can I get one for my business?
Yes. I feel like I don't appreciate him to his fullest. But anyways, he started dry cleaning his stuff mainly out of the realization that he was terrible at ironing. And I remember back in those days, he'd like get the ironing board out and he'd be ironing his dress shirt. I think at the time he still wasn't wearing like a full suit. And I'd be over there trying to like iron my dress, and it just like never really looked totally polished. Like I was never quite happy with it. And so we'll take all of our stuff to the dry cleaners, whatever we need, and then he'll get it back like Wednesday or Thursday. And then basically we'll just like keep it in its neat little bag before we like walk out the door, so it looks nice and pressed. He actually won't even like put on his suit, or he'll put on like his pants, but he won't put on his dress shirt and jacket until like he's in valet, kind of, just to make sure that it doesn't like get wrinkled. He's not getting out of the car with like a wrinkled up jacket. So we just feel like way more confident showing up to a lot of times like a black tie wedding that we're shooting. So I think that, those really small touches of maybe investing in dry cleaning for your dresses or jumpsuits or anything like that is really important. Also just ensuring like, okay, so I'm a blonde. If you're watching on YouTube, I have some roots right now. It's fine. But I'm already like, I was just thinking today about when I need to like get in to get my hair done. And I know that our first wedding of the year is going to be March 25th. So I'm going to make sure that I make an appointment the week before then. And so I have nice fresh hair to start the season. And then I'm just feeling my best, looking my best. And
Yeah, I love that. The hair is such an important, it's kind of like, I would say similar to like making sure a guy has like cleaned up if he has facial hair, like make sure that's cleaned up. Like general hygiene and upkeep is definitely that week leading up to the wedding. So one thing I used to do, and I kind of stopped having it with having a newborn last year. Things are just chaos, but I want to start again this year, is getting my nails done the week of a wedding. You had mentioned on a previous episode, and I thought it was such an excellent point, that your hands are really like kind of a key player on the wedding day. And so many people are going to be looking at your hands. And to me, I definitely feel like at this level of the market, like it's truly all in the details, and people can be very easily turned off by some gnarly looking fingernails.
I'll even take it a step further, and we can agree to disagree, or those listening. I think it's really important to just because I get my nails done, like Taylor said, the week leading up to a wedding. Right now mine are not done, if you're on our YouTube channel, giving them a break for the off season, But yeah, I always just kind of go with a neutral color. I don't really want to like get people to focus on my nails. I don't have like crazy designs. I'm not painting them lime green. Like I just don't really want to bring attention to my hands. I want them to look polished and that maybe they would notice that they're nicely done, but I just want them to blend in. So I'm always just doing kind of a nude nail. And sorry guys listening, you're like, this is really pointed towards me. But no, and also for the guys too, manicures, keeping their nails nice. Paul's good at that. He'll like give himself a manicure the week before the wedding or whatever, week of. So yeah, all those little details that I think just really elevate your business, making a good lasting impression. Hey, Level Up listeners, if you want to start booking 5-figure weddings, then it's time to start curating a 5-figure experience. Get started today with our Client Experience Bundle. Charging higher rates and booking higher quality weddings both require elevating your client experience, and our bundle is going to help you do just that. We are here to equip you with everything you need to impress your high-wealth clients and full-service wedding planners. With this guide, you are going to save yourself hours of troubleshooting and years of potential setback. Now, with this client experience bundle that we've put together for you, you're going to have everything at your fingertips to elevate your communication and your processes both pre-wedding day and post-wedding day. This bundle not only includes email templates, but it also includes a customizable proposal template and professional guides. If you're looking to upsell your clients to serve them really well without feeling salesy, we also include polished and professional templates that provide your client with a feeling that you have their best interest at heart while helping you increase your profits. One of my favorite things about this bundle is that it includes our style guide. Dressing for the occasion demonstrates to your client and the creative team that you respect their event and also showcases a team player mindset. It's truly an incredible resource. Head over to thelevelupco.com/shop and position yourself at the top of the market and grab our client experience bundle today.
Yeah, absolutely. I will add to that. This is for those who are not doing destination events, and I would actually love to talk about that because I think when you're flying to an event or maybe even driving like 10 hours, your routine is going to look a little bit different. But I love running my car through the car wash a few days before the wedding. That's usually like a Wednesday thing too. So I'll do that. And this is when I get the vacuum out and I'm vacuuming up all like the goldfish and whatever else my kids spilled in there. They love to they're like little trash monsters. They love just like shoving trash into like the car doors and everything. So like I go through and make sure everything's all tidy because there is nothing more mortifying than parking at a venue and having another vendor literally watch you get out of the car. Like, I feel like the car tells so much about a person, and it's okay if your day-to-day life, especially if you have kids, things, go a little bit unchecked. But when we're showing up to a very professional and fancy, like this is like a fancy event, like I think that we need to show a little bit of respect and put our best foot forward. And the vehicle is a big piece of that puzzle. So.
Oh yeah,
that's
for sure.
Opinion.
The cars.
And if a valet is like driving around your car, there's like trash falling out.
Oh my gosh,
I'm like cracking myself up just like the visual.
I cannot even. It's literally the worst. Like there's been a couple of times where we just like have not had it in our week. Like maybe we had a couple corporate shoots that week. Like we're just kind of trying to keep our heads above water, and the wedding day comes up so quickly. And we're like, oh crap, we haven't gotten the car washed. It's so mortifying when we're like, I'm like over here like trying to like stash things into the center console. Like it's so bad. I'm like
don't look.
Yeah. I feel like so exposed. But yeah, that's a really good point. The car, we also have a dog that sheds a lot. We have a corgi and he sheds so much. And Paul, we keep lint rollers. Lint rollers are so handy, you guys. Like for sure, if you have a dog, keep a lint roller, or if you don't have a dog, and keep a lint roller in your car.
I have a cat, and it's the same struggle. Yeah.
Yes, we're literally lint rolling down like our think tank, our other bags, like right before we're like wheeling it into the venue. So yeah, just all those things. You just really want to maintain. If your brand is aligned in a way that is clean and all of that, then I think that that's something that is important too. And like, I don't know if we're like diving into a slightly different topic. Maybe Taylor could touch on this more in a next episode. But Taylor, for Paul and I, it's like it's always us. But for you, you utilize a variety of second shooters. Do you kind of tell them the same things? Like do all that stuff?
Okay, so I try my hardest to not be a micromanager, and I actually know some of the people who have second shot for me listen to this, so hopefully they can attest to this. But generally, they're pretty good about like knowing what they need to wear. I mean, I always prefer a suit. Honestly, like I don't have females second shoot for me that often. There's not a lot in my area, so it's usually guys. So they know they need to wear a suit. They know they need to look nice, and then they know that I would like them to arrive like at least 15 minutes early. And like I'll pay them for the time if they're there early and like working, like it's not like free time. But so they already have all that established. They have the timeline. I will have gotten them the timeline within like at least a week before the wedding. So they have all of this information. And I am honestly like a crazy person texting them all morning, especially if this is a wedding that is really like, of course, all weddings are really important, but like if this is a new planner or one of those events are just kind of next level, like I will be texting them like, hey, traffic is like this, like please make sure you leave enough time, like, and I'm just like trying to keep them on the same page because obviously we're not like driving in the same car, and so yeah, I really just try to like keep tabs on them and open the lines of communication so that they feel like they can like be communicating with me as well. Because yeah, if traffic's bad and they're gonna be 30 minutes late, like I don't want to be like guessing like where are they or worried like something bad happened. Like I just want to be able to say, okay, that's fine. Just meet me at this location, like within the venue or what have you. I don't know if that was like what you were asking. But a lot of the times my second shooters are doing like multiple events in a weekend. So like, it's usually like they just did an event like Friday night and now they're coming to help me on a Saturday. And so, I know they're tired. So I try not to like, I don't know, be on them too much.
Yeah, I think that is all really important. And I'm sure that your second shooters don't mind you, like, checking in on them and all that. It's a big day. There's a lot of pressures. So I think they understand. So now shifting focus kind of into like the mental headspace, getting your head in the game, all of that. There's little things that I think can really affect us. One is, I think that it's important to make sure that the week of the wedding leading up that you're trying to surround yourself with people in your life that are just really positive people, that are there to cheer you on, that there's not a lot of drama, in your life at that point. You don't need that. So I kind of am a little bit more mindful of, the people that I'm giving my time to that week and ensuring that it's just, I'm going into the wedding day with a clear head. What about you, Taylor?
Oh yeah. I'm definitely the kind of person who can get in my own head a little bit too much. And I actually don't like this about myself. I wish I wasn't so easily influenced by other people. Like I wish I had like a switch to just like turn that off and like be okay with other people being crazy in my world. But no, I definitely have like rules. Like I straight up like won't talk to people on the phone on the way to a wedding. Like I'm driving like 1, 2, 3 hours by myself. Obviously I don't work with my husband or anything, in the car. And that could be a great time to like call grandma and like catch up. But I just know myself too well. And that is not really doing me a service to get into the correct mind space. Like I almost see it as like, this is going to be so dramatic and I'm so sorry, you guys, but like I almost see it as like an athlete preparing for like the Olympics. Like what is Michael Phelps listening to in his headphones like while he walks up like to the starting block for like a big race, right? Like he's not talking to his grandma, like he's listening to what gets him like excited and gets him in that correct mindset space for success. So for me, I'm a big podcast listener. And this is not the time for true crime. This is the time for like a really like positive, like mindset kind of podcasts, or even like any like business or entrepreneurial like podcasts that talk about like customer service or things like that always help, because it reminds me all these things that I know, but it puts them at the forefront of my mind so that I'm like cognizant of them throughout the wedding day.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. But I am actually really curious to hear, since you and Paul obviously like drive together, like do you have certain like topics of conversation you usually talk about? Are you like game planning with him? Like what does that drive look like for you?
That is a great question. So, because our business now has evolved into being split between weddings and corporate commercial work, I am the main person for weddings. Paul is the main person for corporate commercial work. So, a lot of times he doesn't know a lot about our clients. And honestly, because we're communicating with the planner so much, we don't really know much about them either. So, maybe I have followed them on Instagram, or, you know, a lot of times he's like, what do they look like on the way to the wedding? Like, we're like, you know, we have a ways to get there. So we're like learning more about them, all that stuff. If they've filled out a questionnaire, I'll go over the questionnaire with him. But yeah, he's very big on like no phone calls either on the way to the wedding, like to and from. Like on the way there, he's like head in the game. He doesn't want to hear like my chatter with like a friend or any drama or anything like that. And then on the way home, he wants to like decompress. Like, we want to go to In-N-Out together. We want to eat our burgers in silence and not have any phone calls going on. So yeah, we just it's fun doing it together. But yeah, we have had to have conversations about what is draining to that person, or like things that really affects their headspace going into a wedding. And so just, you know, over 13 years, we've learned what works and what doesn't. It's also funny too, because when you were talking about earlier, like meticulously putting your stuff in all the right like places at the end of the wedding day, like I am not allowed to like pack the bags, because he has a specific order in which like he likes to pack the bags, like even like which tripods and light stands like lay on top of each other. And so I'm always just over there like chatting it up with the planner, just like getting to know her a little bit more or him a little bit more. And then Paul's over there like, you know, getting all the bags prepped, and he's like, don't touch anything, you're gonna mess it up. So it's a good flow. But yeah.
Yeah, it's like having a mental checklist that only you know is like the method, right? Like I can just look at the bag and be like, I'm missing a lens, or oh, where's that recorder, or what, you know what I mean? And if I've actually had a few times where like I'll have a second shooter like pack up my stuff, and I'm like texting them the next day. I'm like, hey, where's this? Like I don't see it. Like it's not in its normal spot, or I don't know, different things like that, and it's very nerve-wracking, especially if you have a double header or it's like a multi-day event. Like the last thing you want is to be panicking because you can't find a certain thing. And honestly, like I have left chargers behind. Like I only have, I think I have 6 1DX Mark II batteries, but I shoot with 2 1DX Mark IIs. And so I always like charging batteries. Like I bring 2 chargers, and like there's always something on the charger. And if I were to forget that, like I would be mortified. Like I would be driving 2 hours the next day to go grab it, because I just don't want to have to order a new one. But yeah, having methods is really, really important, I would say. And I wish, again, I'm just gonna say, like I wish I had my own Paul to come do all my stuff for me, because I would love to be chatting with a planner and networking at the end of an event instead. So those are the woes of a solo person.
Yeah, but husband and wife teams, like they have their things too, but it's all good. So one other thing that I wanted to talk about, I don't know if you guys listening like have kids yet, or if you don't have kids yet. If you don't yet and you plan to someday down the road, I think that one of the things, and hear it from me first. I don't know what Taylor's workflow is, but I have realized that I can better serve my clients. I'm more prepared for a wedding day. I'm refreshed and ready to go when I have handed my kids off to grandma and grandpa, or a nanny, or whoever's watching them the night before. So maybe that means like if Paul and I are traveling, we'll like head up to Santa Barbara or down to San Diego the night before, and they'll be at home, or we're having grandma and grandpa grab them before. Like just having like an empty house and just being able to focus just on like what I need to do and prepare myself and our bags and all that stuff. Like it's so chaotic to me to have to like cook breakfast for 2 kids and like have the house a mess like while I'm trying to get ready. So that was kind of it was okay when we had like our son, but Taylor and I had babies like around the same time last year, right? It was January for you?
December.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I was and then I had our daughter end of February. So yeah, pretty much the same time. And so when 2 kids came in the picture, it was like a whole game changer for me. I had to like realize like how to prioritize my mental health. And one of the things is like waking up either at a hotel or in our home kid free. So that's been something that we've had to make a priority, and it's been really a game changer for our business.
I am jealous. Yeah. So I have a lot of thoughts about this. In a perfect world, like, yes, I would love to do that. So obviously, like, I'm not in business with my husband. Like, he is not part of the picture. So it wouldn't make sense to, like, send our kids off, because why would we? Like, he's home, right? But, like, I am, like, throughout the week, like, the primary caregiver. So all of those responsibilities do fall on me typically. Like, of course he's capable of, like, making breakfast, but, like, I wake up early. I'm a morning person. It just is naturally something that I do. But I'm not gonna lie, like, it is very stressful. Like, if I know I have to, like, beat traffic to get down to Napa and I have to leave by 9 a.m. And I am doing all the things and trying to get myself ready, it is so stressful. Throw in a newborn and getting, like, spit up on in your, like, black work clothes, like, as you're walking out the door trying to say goodbye, forget it. Anyway, I know that we're not the only ones with babies. So if you are in that season of life, just please know that, number one, you're not alone. You're absolutely not alone. And if you feel stressed out, like, that's okay. And that is so understandable. And we can relate, trust me. But number two, that it is a season and it gets easier, I promise. So yeah, that is, like, hard. And then my husband actually has a very non-traditional work schedule. And so there's a lot of times where he's not home, or he just worked overnight and he's still sleeping, or anyway. So I need to get better about that, because I do think that it would be very beneficial to not have the kids around, honestly, like the morning of the wedding. And that is a perk of more destination weddings. I don't really travel outside of California much for weddings. I do have one in Texas this year, but even just hopping down like on a plane to go to, like, Ojai Valley or Santa Barbara or anywhere, like, around there, it is kind of a luxury to fly in the night before and have, like, a meal by myself and breakfast by myself and just focus on the task at hand. So I'm a rambler. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, I am too. Thanks for sticking with us, guys, in our all of our things. But no, that'd be good. Like, even if he, like, took them off to the park while you hopped in the shower, did your hair and makeup, like, I feel like whenever we can't get the kids, like, off to someone the night before for whatever reason, then it kind of turns into, like, me doing my makeup in the car on the way to the wedding. And I mean, I've gotten used to it, but it's not totally ideal. It would be nice to, like, be able to sit down and have, like, a nice relaxing moment doing my makeup and thinking about the day ahead and making my little mental checklists in my head. But with kids, it's not always possible. So like Taylor said, if you're in that, like, toddler baby phase, it is not for the faint of heart, and we are with you. So it just, Taylor has older ones now, so she knows that it's gotten a little bit easier. I'm still like, I don't know if it's going to get better with my 3-year-old and my 1-year-old, but we'll get there, I guess.
My last point. Sorry, I have one more point.
No, go.
And this is for everyone who finds yourself getting hangry, or if you get, like, the shakes if it's been too long since you've eaten. I think it's really smart to not count on a vendor meal. Like, don't be like, cool, I get to eat at 7 o'clock tonight, because that meal may never come, or you may have to work through it. We never really know. So I'm huge on packing a ton of snacks. I pack a little lunchbox with, like, basic food, like a peanut butter jelly sandwich and a Cliff Bar and applesauce, whatever snacks my kids have. And that will be, like, the last thing that I will say about that is, like, be prepared with the food, especially if you know yourself and if you start getting a little cranky or are not performing at your best when you're really, really hungry. I will leave you with that.
That's a good one. Yeah, snacks are key. You never know when those vendor meals are going to come. And I just feel like lately, like, there's so many other things in our, like, in these big luxury events that we're filming that, like, I kind of don't want to be pulled away to have to eat. Like, I kind of just want to, like, eat a quick, like, protein bar on the go and call it good. And then, like I said, get in and out on the way home. I mean, I think it's, like, going to be way better than any vendor meal that we're going to get. So why not?
Thank you for joining us in this conversation. If you enjoyed this episode, please help us reach more filmmakers just like you by taking a screenshot and sharing it on social media. Don't forget to tag us at The Level Up Co.
And join us again next week, same time, same place, as we continue to level up the industry together.